The former light heavyweight champion of the world, Sugar Rashad Evans, main event Saturday night, Dan Henderson. The theme appears to be a must-win situation for both guys, with that little scale leaning towards you. Agree or disagree with that assessment?
I disagree, man. You know, I've lost 3 fights my whole career, and I lost 2 as of lately. But at the same time, I don't feel that, like, if I lose this fight, then I'm out the UFC, you know. But, you know, in my heart, I feel like, you know, I need to win, and I know I need to win, but it's not like I don't feel the pressure.
After the fight with Lil Nog, the one thing I tried to talk to, even with Dana and so many people, is that wasn't Rashad. There was something wrong in that fight. And then we saw in the countdown show, you broke your hand. And then mentally, it sort of started weighing on you. Can you walk us through how that all went down?
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't break it, but I felt like I did break it because of the same hand that broke when I fought Tito. And when I hit him with the overhand right the way I did, it felt like it, you know, it felt like it went numb and stuff like that, and it mentally took me out. And I was just really thinking about my hand more than anything. And then even during the fight, I didn't really feel like he was doing too much, and I know I definitely wasn't doing too much, but I didn't feel like I was losing a fight, you know. And I just felt no sense of urgency, no, all right, this is the fight is happening, time to fight. And at the end of the fight, it was just the biggest, most unsatisfying feeling I ever felt, because I went out there and I was still full of energy, and I was like, man, I didn't even fight. So it was a big learning lesson.
Well, the one learning lesson you mentioned is dealing with the mental issue, because physically you can power through anything. You've done it before. What have you done to say to yourself that, listen, this can't happen against Dan Henderson?
You know, I was thinking about that, and you know, for the most part, what I've been doing is just enjoying as much as I can about the whole process. You know, I feel like when you do it for so long, a bigger part of you just kind of like wants to just like numb your way through the whole process, and then before you know what, you're walking out in the cage, and you know it's time to fight. But I think a big part of mentally bringing yourself there and making yourself present during the fight is just really just mentally enjoying yourself every single step along the way, the whole process, the whole week, everything about it, every interview. And when you get time to fight, then you'll be ready to fight because you'll be present.
I don't mean to make this sound like a surface question, but everyone talks about the H-bomb, Dan's hand, but there's always a setup to an H-bomb, and it's often the lead inside left leg kick. That's something you've been working on, and is there a lot more that Dan Henderson brings, whether it's the uppercut or that left hook all the time?
Yeah, he brings a little bit, you know, and I definitely think that he's gonna, you know, he's gonna switch it up a little bit. I don't think that he's just gonna go with the old H-bomb the way that he's typically gone with it. You know, I'm sure that this old opponent still got, you know, he's still got some few tricks in him, so I think he's going to try to maybe switch it up, you know. But he knows what he's good at. He knows what he's been practicing on. He's proficient and surgical with, so I don't think he's going to abandon the H-bomb altogether, but I think that he's going to add a little different setup to it. But, you know, it's not something that I'm going to sit and focus on and worry about, because I got power of my own, and it'll be a mistake for him to think that he can just walk me down and not get nothing of his own.
The one thing I've known about you is you're one of the smart guys that likes to plan ahead. But it is only one fight at a time. Yes. Saturday night is the most important thing. Where do you see yourself 6 months from now, a year from now? Are you still at light heavyweight with a victory? Do you contemplate going to 185? Or do you say, you know what, because Dana says, oh, Rashad's got all the money in the world, he can retire if he wants?
Dana, that's not true. But, you know, I don't know. You know, that's a really interesting question, because, you know, 185 is something that I considered for a while, and it's something I think would be a fun new experience to kind of relight the fire underneath me. You know, as far as being at 185, but even in 205, having the losses in coming back has kind of given me that little spark of life and interest in wanting to do well and fight from a different perspective again. So to answer your question, I really don't know. You know, I'm going to go with whatever feels best for me at the time. But, you know, right now it's just one fight at a time, and I'm just focused on Dan.
I'm a firm believer that speed beats power. I think you are faster with Dan Henderson, but if power lands, it makes things really ugly. Yeah. So let me ask you, what is the perfect fight for you on Saturday night to silence the critics that say, well, Rashad's done?
Yeah, the perfect fight for me will be just to come outside. Come out in the cage and hit him with a quick jab, and then and catch him with my own H-bomb.
The fans
put him to sleep. Got to put him to sleep.
And as I talked to you yesterday when we met last night there, the fans have spoken. They want to know, what is the best piece of advice Mama has ever given you?
The best piece of advice. The best piece of advice my mom has given me was when I was fighting Tito Ortiz. And she said, Rashad, you have to just reinvent yourself. You can't come out like the same fight he was last time, Rashad. You have to be brand new on them, Rashad, because they can't have the same fight they had last time, because then he won't know who is going to step in the cage with him. That's what Mama said.
Sugar Rashad Evans taking on Dan Henderson, Saturday night main event, UFC 161, Winnipeg, Manitoba.